G'day, yeah, me again. Can't get rid of me really. You can't beat me to death with a stick. Listen, this is about the third time I've seen this question put up on different places about NBN power use. Now that little sucker there, and I'm not going to unscrew it off the bloody wall just so you can see a fucking measurement on the back of it. But according to just about everything you read on the forums, these things drag about 10 watts, alright? 10 watts. Now all I can tell you about ours is our little NBN modem there and the antenna that's attached to, that they charge you $1 million to put in, and a fucking monkey could actually install them. I moved ours from one building to another. It doesn't take genius, but yeah, that's another story. You can move and muck around with these things pretty easily if you're anywhere near, you know, attuned to with computers. They're just, you know, ADSL cables and stuff like that. But yeah, look, as far as what I can tell, they're only 10 watts, and that's on many different forums. Now, as far as we're concerned, we only run a 3 kilowatt system. This little sucker runs night and day. We never turn it off. It has, I can't measure it. We only chew about 5% of our battery bank down every night. So this thing, and that's with a couple of fridges running and, you know, all manner of stuff happening. But yeah, look, this thing has no effect on a small solar system. We ran one of these up on the last property, and the last property was only 600, it was 80 watt panels, 640 watts of panels onto a dead battery bank. This thing had no effect on it. We used to affect that battery bank and that solar system pretty heavily with other things, but this had no effect on it. We run this night and day. We not only run that night and day, but panning around, beautiful day here in central Victoria, panning around, we run like that TV over there. It's on standby permanently on 3 kilowatt. We run and moving around. Sorry to make the camera jump, but you know, that's life. This is not a 3 kilowatt system, remember. You may not have 3 kilowatt. We run both these computers. When we're home, I've got a normal Dell desktop, and we run a laptop that Kerry uses. But we run those pretty much all day as well with the NBN, but we never turn the NBN off. So to address the question, how's that flare? It's one bright day. It's only 22 degrees, brilliant day. But yeah, to address the question of the NBN, that little sucker, according to everything I've read, only pulls about 10 watts. And I've never bothered to look it up. Alright, I just have never bothered to look it up because it's never had any effect. It does plug into a normal GPO, into the 240, so you will need an inverter to run it, obviously. But yeah, that's just to answer the couple of things I've seen kicking around on a few boards. I'm going to put this on Faceplant as well, because I just actually saw a Faceplant message put up, Faceplant post put up. And I thought, yeah, well, you can see ours running. We're only got 3 kilowatts, but we have run this thing on 640 watts. Not a kilowatt, 640 watts. That's all we had on the last property, and we never turned this sucker off. I must admit the fridge we had up there on the last property used to knock the power out, and yes, it would take the modem out. But if the modem goes off, it'll just reset when the power comes back on as soon as the sun comes out. So, you know, I don't know what sort of system you got. You may have a standalone battery to charge this sort of gear up with a tiny inverter. All I can suggest that you do is address your overall power consumption. We learnt living on 640 watts that power can be used many ways when the sun's out, and once the sun goes down you have to address it differently. I'm going to pan out because that's really boring. How much can you look at a modem? What a brilliant day. But yeah, look, we lived with 640 watts for 7 years. Right, not 7 weeks, not 7 months, but 7 years. Been a big day here. I've been cutting wood. I had the distilled water machine running. Yeah, you've all heard that before. Yeah, 7 years we ran on 640 watts. Now that did not affect the NBN modem, alright. It did go out because of other appliances that chewed the power up, but it didn't go out because the NBN modem's on. So you know, anyone that wants to run an LED TV, that TV there, that's a 50 inch, that pulls about 130 watts. It's a gas guzzler. But even on 3 kilowatt, it has absolutely no effect. We don't only just run that. Admittedly, we don't run them all together, but outside in the outdoor kitchen, we've got another one up there. Oh, you can't see it real well. But we run several internet connected LED TVs around the place. You can do amazing things with a small amount of power. But seriously, I would not be too perturbed or worried about that little piece of gizmo. Alright, you might have to put an extra car battery on. If you're running a cheap inverter, well, maybe you got to grab an extra couple hundred amp hour battery and whack it in series, if that's the way your system is. I do love the people who use less power. We have a 3 kilowatt, like I've said a million times, but we don't tend to use, because we've been trained for 7 years to use minimal power. Look at these things here, these fuckers. Look at that thing. That uses about a gazillion fucking amp hours and a gazillion watts. That one I think I can remember, it was about 1500 watts. I got a vacuum cleaner in the cupboard that should be banned by the EPA. It's such a gas guzzler. But yeah, on 3 kilowatt you can do amazing things, including this and heaps of other stuff, and including the ye old microwave. You know, you've all seen this before. But this is purely in regard to the NBN. The NBN uses a very, very minor amount of power compared with perhaps what your other power usage would be. The modem down there, it uses nothing. I think it's got about a 6 amp or something. Sorry, 6 or 15 watt, I can't remember. I'm not going to pick it up and look at it. Seriously, you just have to take my word for it. This stuff runs on next to no power, alright? We've been on wireless NBN and we were on satellite before this. The satellite used a bigger modem. We're on satellite for quite a few years, and even that didn't really worry it. We can still run both computers on a very small solar system. So that's it for the NBN. I just thought I'd put this up there. I'm going to post it up as a purely NBN power usage video. What a fucking brilliant day, eh? I think I said in my last video I was taking today off so as I could go and do my distilled water over there. And the sun is just brilliant, 22 degrees. Life does not get any better than this. It's just brilliant out there. I just grabbed another ton of firewood. I'm going to do a video on firewood a little bit later. But yeah, cheers from me and Kerry and offthegridnoz.com. Subscribe and like if you want. You know the drill, you've heard it. If you've watched any of the other videos, that's just the way it goes. But as long as you understand that if you're thinking about NBN, hey, she's not a gas guzzler, alright? We have plenty of gas guzzlers. I just showed a few gas guzzlers to you. That one is not. I would go with your NBN and even design a very small power system around it if you're only running 12 volt. You know, a cheap 12 volt inverter, you know, Chinese one, yeah. Oh, don't buy Chinese. Oh fuck, I'm scared of that. Well, they probably only cost you a bloody $100. I mean, it's not like cutting a check for the stuff we got out in the shed that ran about $3.5 grand. I'm talking inverters now. So yeah, if you're on a small system, maybe you got to shell out and buy an extra 12 volt battery, whack it in series. I've got that sort of stuff set up around the place, running my 12 volt lights. So I know the costs involved. It's not horrific. You know, it's, you know, obviously we wouldn't do it if we had to, but it's not horrific. So cheers to me and Kerry and Off the Grid Noz from offthegridnoz.com, and we'll catch you on the next one, no doubt. I hope you get your NBN sorted out. I certainly wouldn't sacrifice an NBN connection because of a small power requirement. Lock and load this. We haven't watched TV for years and years. We watch documentary after documentary, information video after information video, movies that we select ourselves, and we get them off YouTube and a few other places. We don't watch commercial TV at all. It's an evil fucking piece of stuff that you want to avoid at all cost. If nothing else, it will screw with your thinking. Alright? This thing will save your ass in a lot of ways. I'm going to give Active 8 a plug. They're Australia wide. That's ACTIV8 figure 8.net.au. Active 8 whacked these things in. We had satellite through them. We've now got high-speed wireless now. They install them for nothing, alright? It's all government rebate shit. And yeah, any chance to scrape a few bucks out of the government for nothing is a good bloody thing. So you can actually ring up providers in your region, activate.net.au. Hey, they're as good as any. They're all over the country. They will do satellite for people who haven't got NBN line of sight. So if you think you can't get NBN or something similar without going, you know, to satellite, well, they actually handle satellite as well. Alright. So cheers again. Beautiful day. I'm going to make another video on timber, on wood. How much wood do you use? Yeah, that'll bore the shit out of you. The things you do when you're bloody in between cutting firewood and distilling water. So you have a good day. Every day is a good day. Every day you move forward one step is a bloody good day. Subscribe and like and do that if you like I said. And we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.